more statesmanship-like language about the need to build a cross-party consensus on such a complex and sensitive issue.
So a bunch of migrants, the criticism being that it dehumanises the people who are there, but do you think it was an offensive term, or do you think there was a little bit of faux outrage coming there from Yvette Cooper? I
think it was gutter politics, and it's not a dog whistle, he has a blow of a Bullingdon horn all the time, pandering to racists. He's spoken about swarms of migrants before, he was threatening to mass deportations of Muslim mothers, and to use a bunch of migrants like that in a pre-scripted answer to a planted question, I think you're Prime Minister, you've got to be bigger than that, you've got to be better than that, and it's a subject that raises passions, understandably. You've got to discuss it, but you've got to do it in a responsible way.
I mean, that is the point, isn't it, Andrew, that it appeared to be a pre-scripted line, it appeared to be well rehearsed, so clearly something he'd actually had a chance to look at and think, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Does it say something about the attitude of government?
Well, if it was that offensive, why didn't the Labour leader stand up and challenge it? It didn't offend Jeremy Corbyn. Well, because it took the Labour Party quite a while to click on to that. They decided to create a row afterwards.
Do you think it's offensive?
It wasn't.
You wouldn't use it, would you?
I wouldn't use that expression, no. But I think it was that the Labour Party decided there was potential there to create a row, which is why it took quite a while for it to percolate through.
Come on, some of his own ministers wouldn't use the phrase when they were asked. They dodged it, and understandably so, including one cabinet minister.
And he said that he was using it in response to Labour policy.
I was making a very clear point that what Jeremy Corbyn was doing was meeting with migrants and telling them they could all come to Britain. And I don't think that's the right approach to politics. It's not the right approach to the issue either.
It did, of course, lead to a lot of people on Twitter having a lot of fun with this, saying what would be the correct Labour term for a bunch of migrants? A diversity of migrants? A vibrancy of migrants?
But Cameron lied in his justification. Corbyn is not saying you can all come to Britain. He also said Labour had an open door policy. No, they didn't, as all the people in Pakistan, India and elsewhere who couldn't get visas to come to Britain would say. And of course, I've got to add before you blow up that of course immigration is higher under Cameron than it was at the end of Labour.
Some of the other terms suggested, Andrew, a Merkel of migrants. Do you like that one?
I do. Merkel, who's caused half this problem in the first place. This has played brilliantly for the Conservatives because there's huge concern about immigration. People do think that Jeremy Corbyn wants to let a lot more in, and Cameron played it. I think Cameron's played it very well. It's a point victory, if not a knockout blow.
Really despicable politics.
Well, this brings us on to the issue of child migrants. This week, the Prime Minister's turned down calls to take as many as 3,000 children who've already reached Europe. The UK will instead help unaccompanied children in refugee camps in the Middle East. I mean, do you think this is the right way to do it?
I think that is a brave and courageous decision, because there is no doubt if we took some of those children from Europe, it would encourage parents much further afield to put their kids unaccompanied on those terrible boats, and they're at the mercy of the sea, alone, and could die. We've seen lots of children have died already. It's better that we go to the camps and pick refugees, because that's where the refugees should stay, in the camps.
The sum of 3,000 children has been suggested by different organisations this week, but what impact do you think 3,000 children would have on the UK, on social services, on education, on health?
Spread around the country, not very much. In a country of 60 million plus, it's a very small number that the charities have proposed. And you say